Hey everybody, it's your crazy uncle talking. Shut up and listen. Today we're going to be going over a couple of interesting things, and I'm going to be going over why in American culture, and believe it or not, it's not just American culture, why we are so screwed up and why we keep idolizing the wrong people. So grab yourself a drink. Got myself a little mixed drink today. Not that strong, but whatever. You might need a strong one after this. Now, remember, talk over a beer just to get you to think. So, here in America, one of the reasons why we are so screwed up as a culture is we idolize the wrong people. We've been brainwashed and waxed, holy fucking dog shit, into thinking these people are so wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna break this down because I mean it's so bad that some people think Michael Vick is a good person to have dog sit for you. No, no. People still think he's the greatest thing in the world. No, no, no. I put him in the same round as MacArthur. The guy who was a fucking pussy. Everybody thinks he was great. He was a fucking wuss. He fucking, as soon as the Japanese were coming in, as soon as they declared war, what did he do? He grabbed his fucking staff, his buddies, his wife and kid, who weren't supposed to be there, and shook their only shore defense. Only shore defense. 6 BT boats and ran off into the night like a scared little bitch, leaving the 14th Infantry behind with General King. He was a fucking coward. That's all he was. That's all he'll ever be. I could actually do an entire rant on this douche nozzle. Holy fucking shit. And people still think he's great. I've actually trained cadets at West Point who said they want to be as great as MacArthur. I still remember walking up and the guy next to me says, "Don't hit this one." I was about to. And by the time I was done, that friggin' football player, even though he was 6'4", was curled off in a corner going, "Oh my God, I can't believe I've been lied to this much." A lot of people thought I was bullshitting. But he was a fucking pussy. He was a coward. He deserves his fucking rank removed and all his awards stripped. Friggin' dig his ass up out of whatever he's at, dump him in the dumpster behind Golden Corral or some such shit. Fuck him. As a military man who knows it's important to protect your men, seeing cowards like that pisses me off. But even on the civilian side, you got like Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Earp was nothing more than a dirty cop. That's all he was. He was a dirty cop. His only claim to fame was shooting one guy when he's a deputy. He happened to be at the right place at the right time, and a lot of people keep saying chances are he literally saw that guy with the pistol turn towards him. I don't even know if the guy even realized that was a deputy right there. And Earp shot him. Okay, welcome to the West, where it's very easy to get yourself fucking axed. But because that guy was a fucking criminal, a high-stakes criminal, it jumped him up to stardom. And then he went over to just show his true colors. He was a fucking dirty cop. It's all he was. It's all he'll ever be. But here's the kicker. We, as an American population, we still think he was great. No. People tried to get me to watch Tombstone the other day, and I laughed in their face. I said, "You cannot get me drunk enough to get me here. Maybe passed out, but I don't drink enough to do that. My heavy drinking days are over." That's for when you're young, dumb, and full of something that sounds like cum. In any case, there are plenty of people throughout our history that we think were great. A lot of people thought Custer was such a great guy. Custer was a schmuck. He was a shit leader. He was an arrogant motherfucker. And if you ever see the officer dress uniform, that stupid tuxedo looking, oh God, that thing is gaudy, with all that stupid gold braiding, he's the reason for that shit. He is. And I want to smack. He thought he just was above everyone else, just like the Yakuza think they're above everyone else. And see, it's international, actually. There are certain people that think they're more than human. You better fucking prove that, motherfucker, because all I can see, especially with Yakuza, is you slimed out of a certain ass, probably rubbed against the brown stain on the way there because you're all full of shit, along with the standard mafia, under what you perceive is a certain person's friggin' love spunk. How does that make you better than anyone else? It doesn't. So you know what? Auto-fornicate yourself elsewhere. But the problem is it's throughout history. And you got to remember to dodge the propaganda. I mean, you look at the knights of old. Those were some vicious motherfuckers, okay? They were almost as bad as the samurai. Both of them dedicated their lives to fighting. Everybody else was too busy trying to survive to sit there and actually just learn how to swing a sword that well. Now, if you put the two up together, it's pretty clear a knight's going to survive because their tactics, even if they were even on training hours, the tactics and weapons are simply designed to fight armored opponents. Samurai weapons, with the exception of one or two, are not designed to fight armored opponents. That's it. So, fight me in the comments if you want. I don't give a fuck. But either one of them, it was well noted, if you even stared at them for too long, they would fucking kill you. It was, and I can prove it too. You look at any depiction of knights, and they always would say, lower your eyes in front of your betters. Over in the East, they took it a lot farther. You couldn't even stand. You had to get on your knees and bow down with your ass up in the air so they could shove it up your butt raw if they wanted. And if you didn't just sit there and take it, they'd kill you. I mean, that's why I look at somebody like Pancho Villa. He was actually a true hero. He said, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this shit, because some rich guy took advantage of his sister. He took a pistol and said, I don't care whose ass you slimed out of. You gonna die, motherfucker. And pop goes the weasel. Alright? I mean, hell, even in... It wasn't just us, like in World War II. We also had, like, Churchill in World War I and II, fucking things up royal. And you guys over there on the other side of the pond, why do you guys still think this guy was a good idea? He was just like all these other little dictators, okay? And all I can say is, dude, do they even teach you about Gallipoli? I looked into that history and I was just amazed. Holy fucking shit. If they had taken the beach the way they wanted to originally, where the army was going to be the main force, they would have taken the high ground, they would have taken the Strait of Gallipoli, and they would have been able to go right up through to Constantinople and fuck their world up. The Ottomans would have been out of that war in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks. At most. And yet, well, I'm a rear admiral and I'm well connected. My name is Churchill. We must have the Navy be the main force because the pride of the Navy is... Go fuck yourself. Seriously. Take your pride, put it on a big old 2x4, and then have somebody shove it clean up your ass. Because that's all that matters. Take your pride and blow it. I don't care. But the thing is, a lot of you have been brainwashed and waxed. I mean, you look over in China, they're brainwashed and waxed. They think Xi Jinping is like the greatest leader when he's just another little dictator. They think he's great. Even though the conditions over there are just absolutely insane. Their culture, I have a hard time understanding it. Maybe you have to grow up in it. I don't know. But they kind of idolize this guy. They still swear loyalty to him and not to the nation. Their military does. Okay, this is what I mean by you're idolizing the wrong people. I gave you one example. There's plenty of examples of good people. But the thing is, you'll find out through history that the good people are taken up by the bad ones. You look at Patton. The war was over. The war was won. And somehow he got run over by one of his own tanks. Oh, shit. Excuse me, it's a little dusty in here. You know, there was a certain NFL player over in Iraq or Afghanistan. Maybe his words would have meant a whole lot more because he was such a big deal. You know, somebody willing to give up so much for somebody else. That's the person you need to look forward to or look up to. And here's the thing. That's also what makes a good father or uncle. Hell, it makes a good parent, period. It's the same thing that makes a good NCO. And I'll put it to you just as easy as I can. As an NCO, as a non-commissioned officer, a sergeant, your job is to teach, mentor, and train. But that is not the goal. The goal is to make your subordinates better than you at your job. Now just change the word subordinates to children. That's the type of people you want leading. That's the type of people you want at the top. That's the type of people you want to idolize. That's the type of people you want your kids seeing. Not some, what the fuck is her name, Bouncy, out there saying how it's so good to go around and be a freaking whore. And then she wonders why people treat her that way. They call her a whore and a slut to her face. And yet she claims, oh, but I read the Bible and I'm so good with my kids. I don't care. Your kids are going to grow up seeing their mother dance around like a fucking whore. Dressing like a whore. And what did Dave Chappelle say? You may not be one, but you're wearing the uniform of one. Be careful who you idolize. Be careful who you look up to. And I've been ranting for long enough, so I'm just going to end it here. I hope I opened up your eyes. And all I can say is good luck to everybody. I raise a glass to your good health. This is your crazy uncle. I'm out.